Hey everybody, and welcome to the 6th episode of the Giant Blue Podcast.
I'm your host.
6? Yeah, we're up to episode 6.
Jeez.
I'm your host Jack. With me, as always, your co-host Felix Baker and Sean Guy, and our special expert / Star Wars
Special
I fucked that up.
We flew him in.
The resident
special
autist.
guest / Star Wars expert, Josh.
Flew him in
I'll
straight
take
from
that.
Coruscant.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, that's terrible.
I got a
I
meeting with
actually
the
understood
Senate
that,
at 10,
Nice
so
work.
we're going to
Well
be quick.
done.
Sorry, what was that?
I got
So-
a meeting with the Senate at 10, so it's...
We're going to have a special
Yeah,
Star Wars
we
themed
won't hold you
podcast
up.
this week. Just like the themed episode last week, this one's going to be a themed one. All Star Wars topics for this episode. But first, housekeeping. Sean, what do you got?
Alright, so last week we were talking about, or maybe it was the week before, we were talking about the types of plots, Tolstoy's plots. So I just want to really quickly, we talked about the 5 types of conflict. There is man versus self, man versus society, man versus man versus nature, and man versus supernatural. So that's the 5 types of conflict, which I think we mentioned. And
We were talking about how there's really only 2.
There was 2, yeah.
But then
There's
it could, people
a man
could talk
comes to
about 5.
town and a stranger goes on a journey or
On an
something like
adventure.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going on
But then there's also, somebody else reckons there's 7, so there's, overcoming the monster, rags to riches, the quest, voyage and return, tragedy, rebirth, and precursors. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But anyway, there you go. That's
Yeah.
the 7, if anybody is interested.
And we realized,
7
yeah.
types of plots.
And we realized we couldn't break it. Joe. We were like, what? Like the movie would literally be like paint drying, like no plot, no narrative.
Actually,
Yeah,
Yeah, it'd be some, like,
I
it'd be
was
some
watching that.
The
non-narrative.
dog with the cam on its head.
Yeah, just something ridiculous. I guess the other thing I've got for housekeeping is if you're watching the podcast, we put every week, every podcast we put in the description time codes for each topic. So in no way are you obligated to watch the whole thing. You can just look at the time codes and click. And if you see something that you like, you can click on that.
Just
one.
do my 15-minute segment.
Yeah, just
my
every
topics are
Sean
always the
topic.
best.
I don't think I use the names, but because the main feedback I've gotten is that it is too long, and I've said this to you guys. In the podcasting world, it's not very long, but
It's
in
pretty
the real
normal.
world,
It's pretty
it
normal.
is quite long.
But it doesn't feel long sitting here either.
Yeah, it is. And
Yeah, we have fun.
and you don't have to watch it. You can.
You don't have to
open a
watch
new-
it
you
at
can
all. We're
Open a
gonna
new
keep
tab.
making them.
You can just listen to the audio.
Yeah.
I think people will be more inclined to get onto the audio, so it will be on iTunes soon. I need
At
to
some
look into
point.
that.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I'll sort that one out
All right.
eventually.
Good on you,
All
Felix.
right.
That's
We
some
just use a
homework
day to
for
sit
you.
down and
I
just
can
get
do
it
that.
onto it.
I can do
It
that.
just seems
Yay.
a very daunting task. Anyway, should we jump into the topics?
Let's jump in.
Sure.
All right, on the
Let's do
Star Wars theme topic. As you know, on the Giant Blue podcast, we each pitch topics at each other. This week is a special themed Star Wars episode. And who would like to go first?
Any of us, I guess.
I've got a weak as shit one.
All right, I'll start negative and we'll end strong. My topic is...
I said weak. We should start weak.
No, we'll squish yours in the middle and just gloss
Okay.
straight
Silence.
over.
What's yours
Give me
then,
30
Felix?
seconds.
Weakling.
Would you like to say yours,
Weakling.
Felix?
Shush.
You guys will know that I've seen a total of 3 of the 8 available Star Wars movies.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, and I just figured
Why
out what
are you
the
on
third one
this
was. You need a good sound guy.
Good sound guy. We should have done that first. So in order of like who's the biggest Star Wars nerd, I'm pretty sure it goes Josh.
specialist.
Yeah,
I think
the
me
specialist.
maybe.
I would say you.
I've watched a few of the cartoons,
I think you've
read a
read
few of the
books,
books,
Josh,
yeah.
Sean, Jack.
And then Felix way below. He's
Well,
like,
I've seen 3 out of 8. So what's that? 40% or something like that of all of the films.
Yeah.
yeah.
I do think we have a good cast of people to...
You're here just to like
about them.
ask the
Fact
questions.
checking, making sure everything's working really well.
Yeah, but everything
Not
you
gonna
say,
have
we'll
any
have to
troubles.
like spoiler tag everything.
Spoiler
That's right, mate. I've got no intention of watching this.
Do
so
you
it's
know who Luke's father is?
fine. The guy that's named Darth Father. That one.
All right,
You
fine.
nailed
Not
it.
everybody
Actually-
speaks German. Jeez.
Felix,
I
that
don't
was,
speak-
that was a test.
I got-
and you passed.
Like the combination
I got
of
the help.
Tumblr and just
All right,
pop
say your
culture
damn topic.
ruined
Let's
it.
go.
All right, let's go.
So,
Yeah.
as someone who, I know that a lot of people have watched all of them, so this is not going to hit a very wide spectrum of people. But,
Good start, good start.
But what is the worst possible order that you could watch the movies to be as turned off as possible to watching any future ones come out?
Like,
These guys have heard this one, and I think hopefully they've.
That's brilliant!
Too good.
So I've been thinking about this since he got here, which was like an hour ago, and I think probably the worst one to start with is episode 6.
So the
Yeah,
end,
I think-
the end of the second trilogy, or the first.
Yeah,
trilogy?
the end of the first trilogy. Maybe, I don't know. Because I'm thinking like that's kind of when everything ends, and it's just like, oh, okay.
It makes sense. Because you start at the end. It's silly, isn't it?
I don't-
And then
Bad
maybe
order.
the third
Well,
one. I
have you heard like
guess.
some of the ways that people talk about like the orders that you should watch them
There's
in?
the
like,
machete order.
well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
like you watch episode 4, then 5, then you do 1, 2, 3, then you do 6, and then
Yeah,
you do
yeah.
7. Or there's some people that say do 4, 5, 6, 7, and then if you want, do 1, 2, 3. Or there's some people that say
The
start
optional
with
trilogy.
7, like as well.
Well, see, I was gonna say in the worst order thing, do episode like 7 and then 4 or something, because I can't think of a worse way to watch those films than together.
No,
I think 2. I think you started with 2.
But at least 2 is fun to watch. I think like that seems to be the one that people who don't like Star Wars enjoy the most, because at least there's like thousands of Jedi just swinging.
Yeah, after like 2
Wait,
hours.
Which
Yeah,
one? Which
yeah,
one's
yeah.
sorry? Which one's 2?
Attack of
Attack
the
of the
Clones.
Clones.
Oh, so
You've
that
seen
was
that one.
That was the third one that I've. So I've obviously seen the 2 most recent.
So,
ones.
sorry, what have you seen?
The 2 most recent.
He
ones.
has
Let's get
no
that out of
idea.
the
So
way.
I went to Sean. I was like, so I've seen the one.
He's like,
with
I've seen the
with
one with
clone
Boba
in green.
Fett.
With
He said Boba Fett.
But it wasn't Boba Fett. It was
Django Fett.
Django Fett.
Because he was like, they
No
were a
relation to
platform and
Django
it was
Unchained.
circular, and I was like, okay.
They
And
were
he's
on-
like, and it
on a
was
platform.
raining.
So what have you seen? You've
Yeah,
seen
it's
2, 3, and 7. Is
and
that right?
the Attack of the Clones.
So 2.
So 2, and then the most recent one, 7 and 8.
7.
Or 7 and Rogue One.
7
Oh,
and
so on Rogue
3.5.
One. So
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
you know, wow, jeez.
He
So-
hasn't.
so-
he's seen
What's that?
1/6 of the original
28%.
6.
Yeah, that's true.
I
Alright.
think our topic should just
One
be
of them.
questions at Felix to see what he knows. I think. Like,
Hey,
like,
hey, hit me
I
up.
gotta
what's
say,
the
if-
plot
I
of
don't
Star
plug
Wars,
their
Felix?
Which planet blows up?
Alderaan.
Well done.
Hey!
I don't know why I know that.
No,
Well
I,
done.
on
I
the
know
topic,
the basic shit,
I've got to
though.
say, if you're coming in with zero knowledge, maybe start with 5, because like that's the big plot twist for the original trilogy, and then you just throw it in their face.
Oh, so
and
you
then
reckon
just,
give him the plot
like,
twist
yeah,
and then
straight
like
up, just
try to
destroy
enjoy
it.
the other 8
Just
movies?
destroy it for them, and then just like put some mumbo jumbo rest of it together.
I love it.
Where they can go, all right, so like Anakin, and then like okay, and then they blew it up. Well, was that the first one? No. You know,
That's
if you
what I'm
put
going
number
for.
5,
Yeah, go to the
That's what
one
I
where-
want.
if you put number 5 first, you can put the rest in
I
any
need-
order.
Someone
because
got a
like,
pen? I need to write this down.
that's like the king hit. Like you're hitting them with all the story and all the relevance there, and then just
Maybe like
destroying
5,
it for them.
4, 6 then. So you get
5,
the big
yeah,
twist,
yeah.
and then you see the Death Star blown up, and then you see another Death Star blown up.
Straight away. So 5, 4,
yeah.
6, 3?
No, then 7.
Which
7.
do you do 6? Because that's like the reveal that Luke and Leia are siblings, and then you watch 5 and you watch them.
yeah.
Like, they would be like, wait, what?
Well, I did say 6 first, so maybe if you did 6, 5, 4.
6, 5, 4.
To be honest, like 1 is such a terrible film. Like if starting
Yeah.
with 1, I think would put everybody
Well, see,
off.
the thing about 1 is it's not a
You
good
end on 1
film,
then, right?
Like
but it's
everyone's like, yeah, everyone's like, is that Jar Jar guy going to be around all this for the next 7 films? You're like,
he kind of is. He's in
Yeah,
like 6 of them.
number 1 doesn't probably contribute
No,
as
he's not.
much
He's
as
in
the
3.
other ones, but I feel it has a lot more richness to
Well,
it
it's got
because
the pod
you
race
see,
and stuff.
yeah, you see a
Fun.
lot more culture and a lot more other stuff you don't see because it's war from episode 2 straight through to the end.
Even number 1's
Like-
war though, like it's
Oh,
like
yeah,
it's like a
it's-
blockade, and then you get the fight on Naboo, which is cool. I mean,
Yeah, but you see like more of the indigenous,
Okay.
you know,
the indigenous.
Yeah, you see more of the
two
indigenous
CGI
cultures, you
armies
see-
going at each other, and then they shoot the thing in the sky, and so all the droids just fall down.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
now people reference that.
It's like a trope,
the Avengers.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a trope. It's like with
Yeah, why
Avengers,
did it happen in
they're like,
Avengers? They were biological aliens. There was no reason
Or
for them
were
just to
they?
fall apart.
No.
well, they're
they
owned
weren't.
by
Oh,
the
man.
same people now.
Oh, yeah.
No,
it's actually Disney that
It's all the
turned
same
them off.
universe. Yeah.
Anyway,
So wait, so
Um,
6, 5, 4,
I think
7.
6, I think maybe.
yeah.
Because it's like wrapping up everything, and you have no idea. You're like, who's the Emperor? Who's this? Who's
I'm
that?
tempted to go 6,
Oh,
5,
so I
4,
mean in
7.
an order. 6 is clearly the one you guys want me to watch first.
Well,
Then
to
5.
ruin it, yeah.
Then 4.
But
Yeah.
then if you watch, I want you to watch 4 and 7 together because I want you just to sit there for an hour and a half
Actually,
going,
that's a good
geez,
point.
these
Yeah,
are really
Exactly the same.
similar,
Which
and
I
not
didn't.
that
Which I
good.
didn't have when I was watching.
Yeah, because you watched
yeah.
number 7, you loved it.
I did, and you guys were like, "Oh, it's a carbon copy."
Yeah,
But
I was so annoyed at number 7.
it's
So
a
did
beauty.
I. But
It was
I
a
mean, maybe,
fun
I mean, I think
film,
funny if you
but-
watch 7 and then you see like, oh wow, the enemy's really powerful, and then show them 6 and show them beating the enemy, and then be very confused.
Well, yeah, that's
as I
true.
am, as how the enemy regained all their power.
I think as
Well, I
well.
thought
So
we
there's-
won at the end of 6.
Sounds like there's no bad way to watch these. Like
There's no
worst.
good way to watch
There's
it.
no- there's no
That's
good
probably
way.
what
That's
it is.
with
That's
7
actually a
though.
better point. I have trouble like showing people because I feel like when you want to show them 4, 5, 6, but they're dated.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I obviously
No, they
not
are,
me,
they are, yeah.
But they are, and people don't want to watch old movies. And then you're like, well, maybe 1, 2, 3, but those movies just aren't that great, so you don't want to show them that. And then, so I hate to say it, but 7's the easiest one to get people into it. It's the most modern.
It was basically
looks
a
the
reboot.
best.
Like, it was a
It
sequel,
was.
but it was also a
remake.
reboot.
Yeah, it was a reboot remake.
I just
Yeah.
want to add
Yeah.
with 7, like I remember when Disney first bought, everything. The
And we were
reception.
also scared.
Oh yeah, that was exactly it. The reception was, oh no, there's going to be Princess Jasmine on a magic fucking robot carpet in space. Like
like
Mickey Mouse with a lightsaber. Like everyone, no one took it well without thinking, Pirates of the Caribbean. That was Disney. Like all these other things which
It was
they've
also
done great.
Jerry Bruckheimer though.
Yeah.
which-
Oh yeah.
There was
true.
definitely jokes, but I remember like there was talks of episode 7, and everyone was kind of like, I was like, I don't think anyone had even considered that. Like after the prequels, I think everyone was just kind of like, this is
I
it.
prayed.
This
I
is it
prayed
for
every
Star
day.
Wars.
I just wanted more
Yeah.
Star Wars. But
I was sure they would just do spin-offs. I'd never even considered the idea they would do another trilogy. And then they announced episode 7. I was like, it's a weird number for a spin-off. Oh shit.
And they apparently, even my dad told me this, like even back like when he was watching the originals, apparently George Lucas had always said there was going to be 9.
Really?
And so that's interesting to think. Yeah, if he had the prequels planned out, or
But
if he
these
was gonna
new
keep it going.
ones.
Oh, they
they're not
threw out his
written-
original designs,
Yeah.
supposedly. They were
Because
like,
they had the
nah.
aliens in the original canon. There were the
Yeah.
aliens called the Yingzha Vong or something like that. Am I saying that right? Do you know?
yeah, that's close.
It's close.
enough.
It's close. But
That
yeah,
means
they were really.
that means you're
And like
wrong.
Luke starts this new academy,
Josh
and
is
there's like,
you've just insulted them in their native
Oh
tongue.
no, a lot of the original stuff is just trash.
oh come on, man, I grew up on that.
There was some great stuff, but like there's things. Skippy, the Force-sensitive droid. Like,
Oh, yeah.
You've told me this, yeah.
And then
that's just
Luke
wrong.
had a son, Luke with 2 U's. Who had a son, Luke with 3 U's. Like they were just.
Could anyone,
is that
could
legit?
anyone just
It
submit a
was.
book? Like, was it just fans?
It
trying to-
There
it
wasn't
was-
much of a restriction.
Oh, okay, that's what it
Yeah,
sounds
it
like.
is.
It's like if you can hold a pencil, you can write a Star Wars.
That
book.
was
But
it.
the
That
Emperor
was it.
came back like 15 times as well. He
Yeah,
kept
he
cloning
kept
himself.
cloning himself, and that was the premise for
It was
like
just,
the Force
from here on,
Unleashed
we're
games.
sticking to the movies.
To the
people.
new canon.
We're not
the
talking
new
Clone
canon.
Wars or Rebels or
okay.
Legacy or whatever that is.
The
I think
legacy.
purely the movies. Well,
But I was going somewhere
we
with
can go into
episode
some
7.
How about we just talk about
Yeah,
the 3 that I know?
Yeah,
even better.
no, but
We're just talking about like
Even more
37% of the series.
With
Oh
episode-
my god, the question's so much easier. Like, what's the best one? Out of the 3 billion?
Alright. I think I've got a gist of how I should not watch
I think
them. in the
nobody
end.
mentioned the prequels. So I'm thinking they're just like anywhere. Like it doesn't matter.
Just
Just
randomly
don't even watch them.
sprinkle
The
them in
best
there.
order to watch the prequels is just not to.
I personally just sort of give it to them the way, like in the order that they were made, because you start off with 4, 5, 6.
as the
like,
ideal order.
Oh,
As good?
You start off with
Okay.
4, 5, 6. Like they were made ages ago, but they were twisted in a way to tell part of the story, which then the prequels came and sort of filled in the gaps
Yeah.
for. Whereas if you originally started with 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, like you're not really hanging on for much.
Oh,
Like,
okay, you're talking about the wrong order to watch the trilogies.
No, this would be the right order. Like
Oh, okay.
for me, it'd be 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and then like 7, Rogue One.
For me,
But-
chronological. I love chronological order for anything. That's how I would do it.
So do I, but I don't know
1,
if
2,
it is.
3,
I don't know if it is.
Rogue
often-
One,
Oh,
4, 5, 6, 7.
So
It
not
is,
in
it
terms
is
of
fun,
time.
but even though it's like I don't know if it is like the best way.
No, I'm not
Like-
saying it's the best
Like
way.
I like
That's
the
just
idea
how
of it
I
always.
would do it.
Yeah, I would always want to do that.
That's just me.
But when they are separated by 30 years, it doesn't get
Yeah.
muddled.
yeah,
I don't know. Do you want to just say 6 is the worst?
I think
one to
6
start
is the
with?
worst one to
Yeah,
start
yeah,
with.
we'll agree with
I think
that.
we'll agree with that.
Cool.
Can do.
All right,
All right.
Got the gist. Got the
Moving
gist.
on.
Alright.
cool.
Yeah, I was going to go defending the
Starting
Force
weak.
Awakens a bit there with the carbon copy stuff. but,
Mm.
like,
Well, you won't know
Yeah.
it's a carbon copy though. That's
No,
why I
exactly,
said as long as
yeah.
you
Watching
watch
next-
7
next
and
to each
4
other.
next
Everyone's
to
starting
each
with
other.
Force
I just-
Awakens loves it, I'm
like,
sure.
it just
It's
when
everyone's
I was
favourite
saying
Star
there
Wars,
about
you know.
how they had the negative reception, like if they started with familiar ground, like, I think that's the thing they were going for. But instead of
But
You
the
know,
whole
it's like that
series
meme.
is familiar ground.
No,
We've
but
been
you
watching
see that
it
meme where it's
3
like,
times
oh,
a
you
year
know,
for
you
the
can
last
copy my
30 years.
homework, but just don't do it exactly the same.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah.
like, I feel it came across as too samey, like they didn't do anything new or.
Alright, I've
to
set
build it
myself
up,
some
and that's what
homework.
this next film will be, the make or break.
I do agree.
I'll
with
let you
I
know.
agree,
Yeah.
No one watched that Force Awakens. It was like a Death Star. Is that new?
Yeah.
No Star Wars fan said that.
I'm so
Like,
glad they're
oh my
rebooting it because I can't remember
I
what
can't
happened
remember
in those
my
classics.
favourite film.
Yeah.
If they
I
make it
watch
bigger,
every
maybe it's
year,
different.
Every day on Star Wars Day. My God.
All right, come on, next
Excuse
topic.
me.
Who's next? Who's going next?